Hi everyone, Marcia Nolan here. I'm finally back practicing my little self off, and so I feel much better shape to start presenting more information. There is a list of Joe Eber, who has Deep River Tai Chi in Florida, and myself. We both have lists called Master Ching's Key Phrases, or he calls it Key Phrases of Tai Chi. I would like to demonstrate what some of them might mean, if in case you have a question. I'm not a very good reader of a book and understand what it means, but I am a visual learner, so I'm going to show you some visuals as I talk. So I thought the best thing would be, the last video I watched of Master Ching, he was talking about you should never be double weighted, and that your feet should always be alive, basically. Always alive. So how do you feel that? How do you get that? Now, because I came from a Yang style background, I can tell you a lot of things that we did wrong. And I will interject those things as we go along. Now, we were never told about hollows, and we were never told too much about grabbing the toes. We never talked about a lot of things. Just tucking your tailbone. That was the only thing I really remember. So I am now in a bow stance, and I will show you that you're still not feeling your feet alive even though you switch weight. So right now I am 50-50. Okay, if I go forward a little bit more, I am 60-40, and if I go more, or I'm 70-30. But my feet are still not alive because I don't have hollows. And I think hollow is a key point here for so many things. So what is a hollow? How do you get a hollow in your feet? Now, I will tell you another thing. A lot of teachers, even though we know they're telling you a little bit more than they used to when I first started in the 70s, they don't talk too much about going further than this area here being a qua. There is a whole leg on either side, more than just here. But they talk about using the qua. So I'm going to go further and talk about using the hollows of your feet. And I think the quads and the hollows go together. So you have toes and fingers, they should match. That's one of the 24 musts. So the first thing you want to do is grab your toes, and at the same time then, you want to get the idea of feeling like you have a soccer ball here. So what happens when you have a soccer ball is that this top part of your foot, or your hand, goes up. So we will going to consider the same thing, that you have a small golf ball under your feet. And so when you lift the top of your foot, oh wait, my toes hang down, I can grab, I have much more control of how I move around. Here I am, I'm grabbing the feet. I have more than if they're flat. Okay, right now, this part is flat. Now, Yang style people tell you to push from the back foot, and the whole thing is pushing with this flat foot. So that's not alive, because any minute I'm stuck in the hips and I'm not going to get anywhere. But if I hollow, now I'm already much more fluid just with the feet. So I am practicing. Maybe it's a good lesson. I always think there must be some little exercises we could teach. One of my ideas of each little thing and how then we can put it together. So if you stand there in a bow and you have your toes grabbing, and the top of your foot lifts. At the same time, you do the same thing with your arms. Okay, so those are two hollows that begin to match. And now, of course, this is no good because this is all closed. So I need to also open up in here. When they used to say, don't feel like you have an egg under there because it'll squash. So you want to have your back involved in this. We don't use the muscles in your shoulders because that isn't going to work. As soon as I use the muscles here, I don't feel the hollows here. So if you're not feeling your hands, it means that this trapezius muscle, which we all overuse, those of you that sit at desks all the time, you have nothing but a blockage up in here. So you want to drop this, get this all, so if I were you, I'd get massages to try to open this up so that you could start then opening up all of these things and open up in here. And then if you can open up, and this is dropped, so you want to keep this at a nice little hollow spot so that you can access your back.